Masters! If you want to master your life, there is 3 things that you must be aware of and you must commit to every single day. They are so simple, but a lot of people don't know them. The day that you start to implement this, even just one of these things will absolutely change your life. So we're getting started with all the tiny little easy things that you can start to implement before we move on to the chunkier stuff. So the first thing is, number 1, where is your focus? Whatever is going on in your life, you have a choice. You have a choice on what to focus on. So write this down. Number 1 is focus. Focus. An example of this might be through your workout. If you're working out or if you're going for a walk or you're doing something and your body starts to hurt, we can focus on the pain and be like, oh my gosh, my body is so sore, I can't move it, my legs are heavy. Or we can just shift our perspective and change our focus to growth. So when I'm doing a workout and my muscles hurt, instead of focusing in on the pain, what I do is I flip my mindset and I focus on possibility. I focus on growth. And when I flick that switch, it's like something magical happens in my head and I get all this energy and all this focus to put into my growth and connection. Another example here might be in your relationships. Your partner, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or possibly even your children are doing or saying something that's annoying you. So what we need to do is capture the annoyance, capture whatever it is that's the unresourceful state and look at what we're focusing on. For example, if it's a partner and they come in and they're looking after the kids and they're being really grumpy and we're focusing on them being grumpy or we're focusing on them being tired, it creates more grumpy and tired. So instead of focusing on the grumpiness, instead of focusing on the behavior, let's take a step back and make a choice. Let's look at it from a bird's eye view and choose what we focus on. We can go into gratitude and be so grateful that we've got the partner or the children or the person that we're going through that evolution with or going through that moment with. So let's choose where we put our focus. It is an intention, it is a vibration, and if you choose something resourceful, you're going to get more resourceful things back in your life. If you choose the unresourceful, if you choose the negative, if you choose the hard thing, your life will become harder. So this month, take a step back, look at where your focus is, and make sure we adapt and change it accordingly. The second thing that you're going to change is your language. Now, language is huge. How many of you have ever said this to yourself in your head? I know I did it for years and years and years until somebody pointed it out to me. I would walk into a room and I would say something because I was deathly shy, and I'd say something or I'd contribute something or I'd walk into the back of the room and I would just go, oh my gosh, you stupid idiot, why did you say that? They're all going to think you're such a fool. Why did you say that to you? Or I'd go into like the classroom and go, oh, you're such an idiot, why did you say that? And I get embarrassed. So this language, the language that we're speaking to ourselves is paramount. We have to capture it and we have to direct it. If we're saying things like, oh, you're such an idiot, why did you say that? If you're anything like I used to be, would you say that to a small child? So I just capture the language, recognize the language, acknowledge the language in my head, and then just say, would I speak to a small child like that? And if the answer is no, we need to flick it. We need to change it. So capture that language and that self-talk, how you're talking to yourself. From the moment you wake up in the morning, every single moment of every single day, you are creating a relationship with yourself. So if you would not use that language, if you would not speak to your friends, your partner, your lover, your beloved, your kids, your teachers like that, do not speak to yourself like that in your head. So just remember, it's a small child. We're being really soft and delicate and gentle and really nurturing ourselves through our language. Now, 2 of the biggest things in language, this is the only 2 out of probably thousands that changed my life. Once again, super easy. Using the word try to do something or should do something. So I think it was Yoda that said this, there is no try, you do or you do not. When we try, we are in a state of inaction. If you capture yourself, recognize yourself using the word try, when I run an event and someone says to me, I'll try to be there, I can almost guarantee 100% that that person won't come. Try is the intention of inaction. We either do or we do not. Let's take ownership over our actions, over our language, and we make a decision. Yes, I will do that, or yes, I will not. I remember when I was a kid, I remember saying to my mum when she would remind me of something in the morning, I would say, oh, I'll try and remember. And I never understood, because she would always say to me every single time, she's like, no, you won't. You'll either remember or you won't. And as a small child, I'm thinking, what is she talking about? Now as an adult, I realized what she was doing was helping me avoid this word and get rid of it. Let's do it in red. So I want to make a... So we are going to eliminate the word try from our vocabulary, all of us. If you capture me, say it on the videos, or if I'm talking to you one-on-one or at one of the retreats or I'm up on stage, I rarely will use that word. Sometimes it pops up, I'm not perfect. But if you hear me use it, make sure you pull me up on it, as I will with you. We make a commitment to each other to hold each other in our highest vibration all the time. And let me tell you, this guy ain't in the highest vibration. We either do, we make a commitment, or we do not. Yoda was very wise. Okay, the next one here, this word should. This word should. We have got to eliminate it from our vocabulary. Here's the thing. If I say to you, you really should get up early in the morning and go for a walk. You should get up because it's so healthy for you and it's going to help you lose weight and get fit and firm and all these things. You should get up and go for a walk. Or you should wash your car in the morning. Oh, you should wash your car, or you should do this, or you should whatever it is, X, Y, Z. If you choose not to do it and you don't do it, how do you feel? Most of the time, in my experience, if I tell myself I should do something and then I don't do it, I feel guilty. We are going to cover guilt in another module down the track. We just want to get all this simple stuff sorted first to give you a really good platform to launch from. So if I say should to myself and I don't do it, I go down the rabbit warren of guilt. And guilt is toxic, guilt is unresourceful, and guilt is going to put you in inaction. So it can be there, we can feel it, and it will direct us, but we don't want to stay there, okay? So if we use the word should, we should do it, we decided not to, and then we feel guilty. We can eliminate that and tweak it, refine it, and change it by one simple little thing. By eliminating the word should and changing it to could, if I wanted to. So if I said to you, how does this feel different? If you could get up and go for a walk in the morning if you wanted to. If you valued your health and you're looking at losing some weight, you could choose to get up and go for a walk in the morning. How does that feel? Basically, you'll decide to do it or you won't do it, and then there's freedom. So we've empowered you to make a choice. Guys, I know this is not rocket science, but it is very valuable and it's very relevant before we move on to the chunky stuff to make sure all the simple things are sorted. Because what happens in most people's life, they do become a master in 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 areas of their life, but there's gaps, and this is where the gaps are because it seems too simple, it seems too easy. We have got to put it into our life, we've got to infuse it into our life and make it our new normal. So this sort of stuff here is stuff that I continually come back to. 6-figure business, 7-figure business, always back to here, back to the basics, and then we build the foundation on a really solid foundation. So eliminating should, eliminating try, we're moving into could if we wanted to. And the third thing is, actually before I move on to the third thing, what would happen over here as well when I go through the value system and the values hierarchy, our language is going to come into really important play because we're going to link our lower values with our higher values, because sometimes the things that we're missing out on or we're not getting done is because we don't value it. So I'm going to go through the whole system with that as well in the modules down the track. But let's get all this absolutely on point before we move into the bigger, chunkier stuff. So we are going to choose our focus and where we direct it. Choose gratitude, choose love, choose resourcefulness. We are going to recognize our language and choose to do or not to do. We're not trying anymore. We are going to give ourselves that option of could, so we can feel empowered in the decisions that we make or we don't make in our life. And the third thing that we are going to do is change our physiology. So basically, the short and the long of this is physiology is the way you hold your body. If I am standing here like this, and I'm talking to you like this, and I'm just telling you about the weather, or I'm telling you about this amazing award that I got, my book called Rise Up, The Soulful Guide to Success, got Amazon bestseller, and it's been absolutely amazing. Are you even listening to me? No, you're like, who is this boring old batshit crazy woman? You're not listening to that, because my physiology is down, my voice is down, my eyes are down. One sure way, two biggest problems in this world, anxiety, boom, depression, boom. Surefire way to change that immediately is to change the way you are standing. Boom! And it doesn't have to be like you're walking around with your boobs out and your chin up and ticka, 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 ticka. You're not having to walk around like this. It's very minimal. So for me, you will notice I stand straight. My shoulders are back most of the time and my chin is up. I remember an experience when before I did personal training, one of my personal training friends said to me, because I used to walk like this, I was so shy, my shoulders were slumped forward and my chin always down. So I would walk around like this. You notice me now walk into a room, people feel me long before I walk into that room. They feel me coming. And it's this energetic thing. I'm going to teach you all how to do that. But anyway, I'm walking around like this and she just said to me, Di, just lift your chin this much. It was even before we got the boobs out and the arms back. She just said, lift your chin a little bit. I felt like the biggest tosser, like walking around. I felt like I was walking like this, but it was the most minute shift, the minute change in my physiology. I lifted my chin slightly and I felt like a new woman. Once I got over the hurdle of feeling like the clown, I just felt amazing. So if you want to make big changes in your life, if you want to stand on stages, if you want to write a book, if you want to be the best parent that you can be, if you want to live a life of designing your life and getting all the things and the relationships and the money and living your soul desires and waking up every morning, this physiology is like so priceless. Even when I start to feel scared, before I did this mastermind, I was like literally crapping my pants. I was like, I don't know how to use a camera and get the light set up and make sure it's all perfect, and then this and this and this and upload and download and teachable dashboards and this. I didn't know. And I caught myself sitting like this and I thought, well, what am I teaching the people? Okay, let's just make my physiology, like put my shoulders back, put my chin up and start nodding. Through some of this stuff, through some of the chunkier stuff, we're going to confuse your brain, we're going to rewire it, and you're going to want to go like this. So what I do now, because I'm so committed to personal development, is when I go and do my courses, when I do my thing and my brain's confused and it's clunky and it's new, I sit up straight, I pull my shoulders back, I lift my chin up and I smile and I nod and I say, I know how to do this, even though my brain's like, you've got no freaking idea. Instead of closing down and going like this, it's like, yeah, sure, okay, cool. So if this gets clunky, if this gets scary, if this gets like, oh my gosh, what's she talking about? Change your physiology, sit up straight, lift your chin, nod and smile and say, I've got this, I know how to do it. Let's trick your brain into believing you're amazing. Your brain is 2 million years old. There's a part of your brain, the subconscious, that is designed for survival. Every step of the way, it will put you in a box, it will try to protect you. A lot of what we're doing here is overcoming that part of the brain. So what we need to do is rewire it and say, we are safe, you are safe. Let's share your greatness with the world, because what the brain will do straight away is like, hold on a sec, it's not safe to share myself with the world because tall poppy syndrome, if I rise up and I do amazing things, what might happen to me? So it's going to pull you back down. So every step of the way we're tricking it. And these are 3 ways that we can trick the brain as to way it's been wired from society, teachers, preachers, parents, uncles, aunties, to what we got right now. And you might love it. You might love your life right now. But I can guarantee if you change these things, your life will open up. It will unfold in front of you. You will get the relationships that you desire. You will call in the income that you desire and that you deserve. You will wake up every morning or most mornings feeling ignited, activated, and ready to go and absolutely just change your life. That's what I'm about, mastering all 7 areas of your life. This is one of the little things that we're going to build on. Be aware of your focus, choose your language, get rid of these things, and master your physiology every single moment of every single day. We are in a community environment. If you see your mate slouching, give them these ones. Say, sit up straight, hold your back up, lift your chin. And then when we all do that, it's going to help us move forward from this place of truth and presence and sturdiness and grounding. Who likes the sound of that? So much nicer than sort of flopping through life like I was for so long. Okay, you can see the change from the start of that video to the end. Before I come in here, sometimes I don't feel like videoing. I've got a lot going on. I've got 2 little kids. Gus is away. Do you think if I sat like this in front of the video, it's going to make me get into it and turn on and switch on and be ready to? Same as with my speaking gig. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. The first thing that I've got to do, I've been traveling, I've been carrying bags, I've been on cars and buses and planes, and I haven't eaten as well as I usually would, and I'm sleeping in a different hotel room every single night. And I rock up in a place that I don't know with people that I don't know. Do you think I feel like presenting every single time? No, but I have mastered these 3 things. So once again, I changed my focus. I'm so grateful to be here. I changed my language. Di, you've got this. This is an opportunity to reach so many more people, to serve the people, to help people. Amazing. Those words are already gone. I could enjoy this. I could make some really solid connections and help people if I was here. And I changed my physiology. This one probably comes first. Very different to walking into an event going, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I've been on a car, a bus, a plane, back on the train, back on another bus, and now I'm finally at the event and my back is really sore. And you know what? I haven't eaten since lunchtime, and usually I'm a very, I eat every 2 hours because my body needs that. Oh my gosh, woe is me. How am I going to cope? I'm just going to try to get up on stage, and I really should like do whatever. I really should have a drink of water because I haven't had any water since this morning. So I'm going to try to get up there and I'm going to try to connect with people. And yeah, can you feel it? Can you see it? How that story, that focus language, the reality of it is I haven't eaten most of the time. I've been on trains, planes and buses, but I can switch it. I can change it with my language. So I want you to pick one area of your life, perhaps today or yesterday if you're listening to this at night, and look at where you could have changed your focus. Look at where you could have changed your language, and look at where you can change your physiology in that moment. Looking forward into the future, over the next month, this is what we are going to just absolutely master: your focus, your language, and your physiology. Boom, you guys have got this. I'm going to see you over there in the next module.